Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Venus will be direct in the sign of Pisces from 13th April. So, for all 12 ascendants, what will happen? But as always, please look at your dashas first and only then come to transits. Otherwise, you will go wrong. All right. So, if you want a personalized consultation from me regarding your chart, my website is down in the description section. God is there with you all the time. Just look to Him and you will find Him for sure. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet subscribed. And please switch on the notification bell also, along with hitting the thumbs up and the subscribe button. All right. So now we go to the first ascendant. First ascendant is always Aries, the lucky one. So for Aries, this transit is happening in your 12th house. So Venus is getting direct there. This will indicate, and for you especially, Venus is a very important planet because he's a Kendra lord. He's the lord of the second and seventh house, which is your Kendra, right? So for you, Aries, Venus is not just the planet of love, romance, and beauty. It is literally the planet, in literal sense, which almost controls your entire marriage. Who is the other planet that controls your marriage? Well, it's Saturn, the 11th lord, right? For you, Capricorn. Aquarius is the 11th sign. So Saturn is your 11th lord. So Saturn and Venus decides almost everything in your marriage. Okay. And the other two planets are Sun and Jupiter, because Sun is your 5th lord, Jupiter is your 9th lord. So here Venus is very important because the second house and seventh house both deals with relationships, and especially long-term relationships, like marriage, especially marriage. Okay, it's the house of family and marriage. So very, 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 very important planet. So now when your second lord, seventh lord is getting direct in the 12th, then in either ways, whichever house it is getting direct, you can expect important things related to your family that will happen. Okay, now that could be related to your marriage or your family or children, it could be anybody, but 12th house will specifically indicate some kind of spirituality, some kind of engagements in foreign lands, in distant lands, and also it can indicate some isolation. So you may be isolated from your family members, or family members may be isolated from you. It could be either ways. Okay, and Venus rules your second and seventh, so it controls your wealth also, and wealth after marriage. Okay, before, after, either ways. Second house is your net worth, the sum total of all the wealth that you have in this world. That is what Venus is. Okay, so there could be increased expenditure, or your investments could grow in foreign lands. Especially if you are a businessman. Now you may do a lot of business with foreign clients. That is very much possible. And if you are wanting to do spiritual practices, if you are looking for an excuse to start, then this is your perfect excuse, because Venus, as you know, is exalted in Pisces. And for you, Venus in the 12th house in direct motion will now inspire you to do spiritual practices along with your family members, not alone. So if you're married, go to some holy place with your spouse. 12th house is foreign lands. And even if you're not married, you have your parents, you can travel with them. So you may get opportunities to go for spiritual retreats abroad, or within your country, some other state. Okay, from Maharashtra you might go to West Bengal, or from Manipur you might go to Sriangam, okay, in Tamil Nadu. So either ways, it might benefit you. And this is a period where you will want to reflect on your relationships and your family interaction. So if you feel that your relationships have become a bit dry and sour, and there is there's something in the background which you are not speaking, then maybe you need to discuss that with your parents or with your spouse. So when you discuss that, then what happens is you will be able to understand that it is all about right communication. Okay, so if you have the right communication, then it is solvable. Okay, it does not have to be fatal. And if you have a overseas business or trading or manufacturing, then this is perfect time for you to get connected to foreign countries. Now, if in your date of birth you have 4, you might get connected to, Gulf and all these countries or underdeveloping countries. And if you have number 7 in your date of birth, then you might get connected to developed countries. Okay, so depending on your chart, it will be decided. And in short, it's a perfect time to go with your spouse to some vacation, to improve marital harmony, relationships, and enhance your communication with your family members, existing family members. And if there is any long standing issue, then please try to resolve it amicably. Okay. And you may realize that you are seeing a lot of vivid dreams, so try to avoid using the mobile when you are sleeping. Otherwise, you may feel that, you are waking up very tired because you just came from the dreamland. All right, Aries, take care. So now we go to Taurus. Taurus, what's going on? Venus, very important planet. He's your Lagna Lord. No compromise, right? So your Lagna Lord is exalted in the sign of Pisces, and for you it is in the 11th house, right? And it will go direct. 11th house is fulfillment of desires, hopes, wishes, dreams, aspirations, long term commitments. So it's like overall success. Okay, it's the best thing. Okay, so therefore, if you have any desire long term, then this is the time you implement. Why? It's like a double bonus. Okay, double, or should I say triple? Actually, it's triple, because Venus is your Lagna Lord. Then he's going into 11th. Okay, then he is also exalted and is also direct. Okay, so it's like double, triple, quadruple. Okay, so there's not much use of discussing about you, Taurus. I mean, anything good that you want to do, just do it. It's like you want to apply for a job, apply. You want to look for somebody to get married, you want to look for proposals, do it. You want to buy a home, if your dasha agrees, do it. If you want to buy a vehicle, do it. Okay. So that's the mantra. Just do it. Provided it does not contradict the words of the scriptures. If it does, then that will ruin you. Now, for you, Venus rules your Lagna and he also rules the Dusthana house, right? Which is the famous Dusthana house that your Lagnesh rules. Yes, it is the 6th house. So, what is the 6th house? The 6th house is the house of self control. So, when you are doing all these things, you also have to make sure you are self controlled. Or else, what will happen is you will realize that you are not able to do what you should do. So this is a period where you may feel that your inner weaknesses are coming out. 6th house shows your weaknesses: calm, krodh, lobh, moh, mada, matsarya, lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion. These anathas may come to haunt you, and when they haunt you really bad. Now, how can they haunt you? How? They can haunt you in a way that it makes you very impatient, and you kind of start to think you know everything, and you start to think, okay, I may not know everything, but I will know everything. Okay, eventually everything's gonna be mine. Okay, so therefore, if you feel at the end of the day that it's not it, it's all about me, then this is a red flag. Yeah, you will suffer. Okay, because the 6th house is also the house of punishment. So please keep your humility, because the 11th house can give you an illusion of being super successful in life. Everybody is running behind you. Everybody just, wants your time. Everybody is desperate to meet you, right? So what happens when you are in demand? You start thinking, yes, yes, I'm the only one that matters. Nobody else matters, right? So that can lead to your downfall. Okay. So therefore, you need to understand that there could be gains through social circle. There could be gains through your friends, your network. You may achieve long-term goals, and that might involve a lot of creativity, arts, media, and all this. Beauty could be there. Vehicles could be involved. And you may become very conscious and cautious about your appearance also. So you may want to improve your physical appearance, your health, your vitality, and also now you will want to reduce conflicts amicably. You might want to make peace with your enemies or with your competitors. Now, peace not, in like some simplistic terms, but you will understand, yes, these are my limits. I cannot go beyond this, just to get into competition. Maybe my domain is something else. Okay, so be reasonable also. And legal matters you may try to do outside court settlement. This could be there. And in terms of competitive exams, if your dashas are good, you may crack some big competitive exams. So congratulations if you do it, and your self image might be enhanced. What do you think of yourself? Your self esteem. Okay, and now is the time where you pursue your personal ambitions, but not at the cost of doing wrong to others. All right. So, Taurus, it's a great period. Congratulations and make the best use of it. Take care. Now we go to Gemini. So, for Gemini, what's going on? For you, this transit is in your 10th house. That's fantastic. Okay. I mean, great. Natural benefit transiting in exaltation in the 10th house. Fantastic. There's only one small problem with it. I won't say it's a problem, but could be a problem if you don't take care. So what is the problem? The problem is Venus in the fourth gets Digbali. So what happens when Venus goes to the 10th? It goes into a special situation called Dikshunya. So what is Dikshunya? Dikshunya means opposite of directional strength. So what does this mean? Does it mean Venus has no direction? No, it has direction, but it can have wrong direction. So therefore, during this transit, when Venus gets direct, there are some possibilities that people might mislead you. Okay, so you need to be a bit careful in that regard. You have to understand that I should double check. There's this famous proverb: "Trust but verify." Okay, so trust people, trust institutions, trust things, but please verify. And if you are confused about something, about what, that is what we will discuss. For you, Venus is your fifth lord and your 12th lord. So anything to do with creativity, love, romance, and expenditure, very, very, very important. So 12th lord in the 10th, Dikshunya. You may make wrong expenditure. Like for example, you want to start your own business, somebody might misguide you that, oh, you can spend this much money. So it could happen that you want, suppose you want to start some, whatever it is, IT business, or let's take food catering business, and you hire some waiters, or you hire chefs, or you want to open a restaurant. So then they may quote much higher prices, and your friend or somebody may unknowingly, I'm not saying that they will knowingly do it, but they may unknowingly recommend, yeah, this is a fair price, go and hire this person, because the 12th house lord in the 10th can give you expenses in regards to your profession, right? This is like a legitimate business expense. So before you go and buy some like super fancy stuff for your business, make sure that you are actually aware that this expense will be good for me, rather than just doing it because everybody else does it. It's like a fancy thing to do. Okay, that's not recommended. So please understand that if you want to have some expense, then perfect, no worries, go and do it. Okay, nobody is stopping you, but it should be a legit one. And if you do it properly, you will benefit from it. Even if you are in a job, you want to have some expenditure, or within your job, you are dealing with funds of the company, very, very, very careful if you are in a senior position. Okay, so be careful with resources and misutilization. But in general, it's a good period. Okay, like for example, there could be career advancements through creative projects, so creativity could be there. So if you are into IT, you can try creativity, AI, creative design, artwork, and all these things. It will help you. and it will give you increased visibility and recognition at work. Recognition could come through some member of the opposite sex also, because Venus represents the opposite sex. And for women, it can also represent sisters or some other female also, because Venus in general also represents females. Okay. Positive engagements in romantic relationships also could be there. And 10th house shows, resolution. So you might take a resolution now that, now I get married. It is also possible. Or you might want to travel to a foreign land, with your lover. That could also happen. And in general, this is beneficial for overseas connections and travels. So you will have enhancement in educational pursuits also. Education will also improve, especially when it comes to arts. So fantastic period for arts, to learn arts, to practice arts, to preach about arts, fantastic. And there could be resolution of some secret issues. It could be related to a profession or love life. And spiritual life will boom this time, because the 5th and the 12th both deal with spirituality, and 10th house is the house of resolution. So in short, opportunities for love life, creativity, and career and spiritual life will come to you. All right. So, Gemini, this is an excellent period. Don't waste it. Take care. All right. Now, we go to Cancer. What's going on, Cancer? For you, this movement of Venus direct in Pisces will be in your 9th house. And 9th house is the house of God. God is there with you all the time. Just look to Him and you'll find Him, right? So, therefore, Cancer, phenomenal period for you. Natural benefit in the 9th house. Ram Navami is on the corner. Oh, well, I guess Ram Navami is before, but Venus is already in Pisces. So you can still benefit from it. 9th house shows higher learning, higher wisdom, higher maturity, spiritual, even materialistic maturity is also seen from the 9th house. Any kind of maturity. A person with a very strong 9th house will be very mature. Why? Because that person can already see what is happening. Because there are three levels of, there are three ways you learn, actually four. So first way is, like the first class learning, where you are, you hear and you learn. Like, for example, the scriptures, Vedic scriptures, and also other scriptures, they tell you, do not indulge in drinking alcohol, do not take meat, do not take this, do not do that, do not commit adultery, okay, do not do this, do not do that. So you hear and you realize, okay, fine, great, I should not do it. That second class learning is, you hear it but you somehow don't believe, or even if you believe, it's not enough for you. So what happens? You see something and then you realize, okay, you see, like the scripture say, don't take alcohol, and then you see, oh, my friend took alcohol, look, his liver is gone. Okay, so that's second class learning. You don't learn by the Shabda Brahma, which is the spiritual word of God, but you learn through eyes means your experience. You see, oh, not your own experience, I mean experience of others. Okay, others are suffering, so maybe I should not do it. And then there's third class. Third class means, oh, I heard alcohol is bad. My friend's liver is also gone, but I am still not convinced. Maybe I will be an exception. I will not be. Yeah, I won't be an exception. I mean, I will certainly be an exception. I will not be one of the statistics. Okay, so then I go and indulge, and then my liver is half destroyed. Then I am like, oh, I will not do it. Okay. So you see, you listen, you see, you experience 50% damage, and then you understand. Level 4, you hear from the scriptures. You see others getting damaged. You yourself, your liver is gone, but you still keep drinking. So it is like, fourth class. You still don't understand. And that's a classic case of hum kabhi nahi sudhrenge. All right. So now 9th house represents first class learning. So you learn from experienced people, you learn from the scriptures. And why do I say the scriptures specifically? Because here Venus is your 4th lord and Venus is also your 11th lord. The 11th lord also deals with spiritual communities. Okay, so this is a A fantastic time for higher learning, long distance travel, and also for learning higher philosophy. Then it can involve your mother. There could be gains of related to property or vehicles, depending on which dasha you are running. And you might get opportunities to travel abroad for growth, higher education. You may pursue academics, masters, PhD, and all this. And you may realize that my mother and my family is very important now, okay, and my friends also, because 11th house is involved in this long term relationships, okay. And now you will believe that you need to expand your network circles through education and through spiritual settings. Very, very, very important. You will try to spiritualize everything around you. This is the mantra for you. And there could be positive developments in real estate, like you may buy some property or you may get into real estate. That is also possible to some extent. And you will want to stay more at your home, but also travel to places that you like. So it's like a balance, okay. And your long-term hopes, wishes, and desires may be fulfilled, because ninth house is luck, 11th house is fulfillment of desire, okay. So your spiritual guides, your guru, your mentors, they will be and they must be and they need to be the highlight of this transit, okay. So if you have contact with your guru, then you are very fortunate. Utilize their experience. All right, Cancer, take care. So now we go to Leo Lagna. Leo Lagna, what's going on? Oof, Leo. Where is this transit happening? This transit of Venus in Pisces getting direct is happening in your 8th house, unfortunately. Now, what is Venus? What is 8th house? Venus is different for every ascendant, because for every ascendant it rules a different house, right? So for you, Venus is lording your 3rd house, then Venus also lords your 10th house. 10th house is very, very, very important for you, Leo, because 10th house is the house where your Lagna Lord, which is the sun, gets directional strength. Very important. It's like the most powerful position of your Lagna Lord, which is the sun. So it's like saying Venus is lording the most powerful house in your chart after your Lagna. Of course, Lagna is the most important house, but after that, for you, the 10th house is most important. So, what does it mean? 8th house. 8th house is defamation, it's the graveyard, sorrow, suffering, and all this. And 10th house is like, excellence, ambition, name, fame, power, position, authority, administration, management, dominance, and all this. It's like when the sun is at 12 in the noon time. And 3rd house, as you know, involves, communication, interview preparation, and all this. Okay. So now, what does this mean? This means you may feel a bit low about your ambition. You may feel that, something is wrong. I'm not able to work properly in my job. Or even if I'm working, I'm unable to find purpose in this. And because of that, what is happening is I'm not able to understand what I will do with my life. So there could be some confusion in general, and you may feel it's beyond your reach. So if you feel like this, then don't worry. It can be a bit daunting. You may feel like crying at times. Like, you may feel, oh, I'm stuck in my career. Nothing is happening. I'm stuck. I'm not able to communicate myself properly. Okay. But please understand that this is only temporary and this will pass. Okay. Now, on the positive side, there could be gains in your finances through inheritance or resources of your partner. And you need to understand that this could be a favorable or it could be a detrimental period for stock market gains. Either ways, because the 8th house deals with unearned money, right? And so if your dasha is good, you may double your profits. If your dasha is bad, you may lose everything. So be a bit careful with that, okay? But nonetheless, Venus in the 8th, it's a great period to deepen your existing relationships, so to go for some vacation with your lover or with your spouse, and with your family members, or with people that you love in general. Okay, it does not have to be like, a particular designate, but it could be anybody that you really enjoy spending time with. And there could be opportunities which come in your career, but unfortunately it will come with a lot of transformation. Like, you might have to shift to a totally different career, or different team, different country, different job, or whatever, different culture of people. Okay, so it will come with some challenges. Okay, so be prepared for it. And your communication skills will be tested. Now life will test you. Can you actually communicate what you want? Okay, and now you realize that you might have to persuade people a bit more than what you used to do generally. Okay, so this is a situation where you may realize that others are not listening to me, but they will. You have to work a bit harder. Okay, so strengthen your bonds with your closed siblings, if you have siblings, or with your closed community members. As I said, that could be anybody. And there could be a lot of discoveries which lead to your personal or professional growth also. And most importantly, there could be a situation where you need some inner healing. Okay, so in case you want to visit a psychiatrist, or a therapist, or you want to go to some Ayurveda center, or you want to get a consultation from an astrologer, if you feel like clueless, headless, and confused, so seeking guidance is essential, and that will help you. All right, so Leo, could be tough, but it will pass. Take care. Now we go to the next ascendant, Virgo. So for Virgo, what's going on? This direct motion is happening in your seventh house. What is the seventh house? Seventh house is the house of marriage. So you are getting married. Well, this is a very big misconception. Ooh, Venus is in my seventh. I'm getting married now. I'm Virgo, chill, right? Well, yes, certainly, for sure. Why not? You can get married. But your Mahadasha and Antardasha has to agree. Otherwise, this will not happen. So many messages I keep getting, so many comments, DMs, emails. Oh, Jupiter is transiting my seventh house. Why am I not getting married? Saturn is transiting my seventh house. Why am I not getting married? So, well, please understand that the predictions which we give in Vedic astrology, they are first analyzed through dashas, and then only we analyze them through transits. Okay, so for example, if in your case you are running the Mahadasha and Antardasha of the second house, seventh house, 11th house, then you can expect that now you might get married, or your marriage may be finalized. Either ways, okay. But if you feel that your dashas are not agreeing, they are not indicating, and on the other hand, it is indicating the anti-houses of marriage, anti-marriage, which is the first house, which is sixth house, and which is the 10th house. Okay, if that is how it works, then you need to understand that then in that case this will go towards the profession. Okay, it will not go towards marriage, but profession in the sense, not necessarily your job. It could be your job, or it could be your business also. So therefore, you need to understand this can be for your professional life or your personal life. So where professional, job, business, both, even if you're a freelancer, self-employed, you are into stock market, either ways, it doesn't matter where you are, which sector, which domain, it will be applicable. Okay, so this is something which you need to understand very clearly. Otherwise, you will only keep thinking, oh, something will happen in terms of marriage, and I'm already married, nothing else can happen now. Whatever had to happen has happened. So it doesn't mean that. Now, for you, public dealings could be important also, and family will also be very important. Why? Because for you, Venus is lording your second house, and he's also lording your ninth house. Very, very, very important planet, Virgo. And this pertains to higher principles and your wealth. Second house is your net worth. Okay. And second house is also family. So if you are married, you might also have children now. Okay. Now, of course, because the 2nd, 7th, 5th, 9th, 11th, these are all houses of marriage. Okay. And within marriage, childbirth also is there by default. Okay. Now, for childbirth, you have to have dashas connected to the 2nd, 5th, 9th, or 11th. Okay. Only then childbirth can happen, otherwise not. But in general, you may gravitate more. Now, if you are married and you don't have kids, you might now have a desire to have children. Okay. So there will be, you will look for stability and harmony in your marriage, and you will want to develop closer partnerships, with your colleagues, with your business partners. You will want to strengthen your existing bonds, and you may now look for financial benefits through partnerships or legal agreements. That is very, very, very important. And you will have enhanced understanding and uh, connections with people from foreign lands. Okay, so if in your date of birth you have number 4, it can be from developing or underdeveloped countries. And if you have the number 7, then it will be developed countries. And if you have 7 and 4, it could be both. So foreign lands, foreign people, foreign cultures, very important. Okay. And you may also have gains from financial planning. If Mercury Dasha is going on, that could happen. Investments, 11th house is running, 8th house is running. So stock investments, all these things. And now you will want to experience relationships at a personal level. So if you are at home office, it's a good time. You might go and meet your colleagues, physically. That's great. And if you are in some legal battles, then now you may look for positive things which may inspire you to have some outside court settlement. Okay. So, in short, this is a good period for you to advance in terms of your relationships in life, either personal or professional. Virgo, take care. Now, we go to Tula Lagna, Libra Lagna. What's going on, Libra? This transit is in a difficult house. It's in your 6th house, right? So, Venus will go direct, and Venus for you is the most important planet. Why? Because Venus is your Lagna Lord. He is the Lord of Libra. So he rules everything in your life from top to bottom. Everything is under one planet, Venus, just like for Taurus Lagna, right? Now, for Libra, it's a very precarious situation. Not now, but in general, because your Lagna Lord Venus gets exalted in the 6th house, where it is now and where it will go direct, which is Pisces. But 6th house is like Maran Karakstan. It's like, the planet is dying there. So what does it mean dying? It's like is it literally like you feel like dying. Well, yes, it could be. I feel like you are dying, but not in a pessimistic sense. But you may feel like life is a bit overwhelming. It's like too many things are there. Too many things are there on my plate. I don't know what I will do. How will I be able to do them? It's like will I be able to make the ends meet? Okay. Will I be able to do what is required? Okay, all these things could be something which you are very concerned about. And if you focus properly, then you can. But you may feel stressed. So please meditate. Please take off some time. Please take good rest. Please take good sleep. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. And please eat more green vegetables and try to avoid eating meat or alcohol and all this. Okay, otherwise your anxiety will increase. Venus is also your 8th lord. 8th lord is the house lord of death. 8th house is the graveyard, as I say. So what does this mean? 8th lord transiting the 6th. It is like a magnification of your problems. Okay, magnification of your problems means your problems exist, but now they look bigger. It's like your brain is constantly playing, not your brain actually, sorry, the mind is playing the horror story, never ending. It's like, do you watch videos in YouTube with a loop, right? So yeah, exactly, I hope you get it. So it's like the loop is running. Okay, it's like yes, 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 that's how it is. So do not listen to all these horror stories which your mind plays. So please do spiritual practices, meditation, go for walk. Now do some exercise. 6th house is exercise, health. Focus on your appearance. improve your health and your resolution of chronic issues. Something chronic may also give you a lot of stress. So if there is something, then please make sure you are working with the right attitude in the right direction. And there would be positive changes in your work environment or your daily routines, or both. Very, very, very important. So you check where you are wasting time. Libra, the only thing that you should take away from this video is, where are you wasting time? Please check that. Okay. Otherwise, you don't have anything. Okay. It's like the time is flowing like river. Okay. But the only problem is it's going to the drain. It's not going to the ocean, right? So there could be deep transformations within your physical body, within your mental health. Okay. It could be a bit up and down, but there will be personal transformations that will enhance your physical and mental well-being both. And now you may become a bit aggressive in terms of resolving your conflicts, but you may feel that I'm not able to resolve them. So it's fine. It's like difficult times come, but it is not something which stays forever. Okay. This too shall pass. Okay. And there could be financial gains through settlement or managing of shared resources. So if you are in the stock market industry, this could be a good time for you, depending on uh, what is going on in your dashas. Okay, because sixth house is money and eighth house is shared assets. So now you may look for a renewal of your personal identity and your self expression, like who you are, who do you think you are, what's your identity, what is your atma. And now you will realize that I need to learn management skills and crisis management, most importantly. Okay, how do I deal with difficult situations, how do I deal with difficult people? Okay, so there will be there could also be history or discovery of, like, hidden traits and talents. Okay, so Libra, be a bit patient and do meditation and it will pass. All right, don't worry. Now we go to the next ascendant, which is Scorpio. So Scorpio, what's going on? That's great news for you. For you, this direct motion is happening in your Pancham Sthan, which is your fifth house, right? And Venus is a good planet for you. Now, with some expenditure, of course, because he lords your seventh house, which is the house of marriage. And he also lords your 12th house, which is the house of expenditure. So this indicates creativity, romance, children, and it will involve partnerships and something secretive, some subconscious matters may come out. Okay. So this could be a period in general where overall your romantic relationships flourish and new love interests will develop. New love in the sense, not that if you're already in a relationship, you will start loving somebody else, but new kind of love. For example, now you practice some other hobby, or you do something which makes you more happier. Okay, you spend some time with your lover, with your children, and you develop newer interests. And creative pursuits will be very important. They will actually decide the course, the trajectory of this transit. So if you have yeah if you are in a situation where you feel stuck, or where you feel that you are not doing that great in life, then in my opinion that's temporary. It is not something like, it's not so daunting as it seems. Okay, so if you want to go somewhere but you are not there yet, then you need to understand that you will eventually get there. And it does not mean that you have to get there now, or you have to get there today. You may get there tomorrow or after 10 years, depending on your destiny. But this is a situation where you have to understand that now I have to take control of my life. Why? Because the fifth house is the house which tells you why the hell do you get up in the morning. The fifth house tells you why are you living? What do you have in life? What's so exciting about your life? Okay. So people think there is a big crisis of, career, relationships, and all this in life in general in 2025. But actually, it's a fifth house crisis. The fifth house is the house. So if the fifth house is having difficulty, then Life is just existing for you. It's not living. There's a big difference. Okay. So therefore, focus on creative pursuits that will lead you to happiness, fulfillment, socialize more, meet people, do creative things. Venus represents, arts, creativity, and all this. So either ways, online, offline, do not miss out on any opportunity to express yourself creatively. And fifth house is also recognition. You might also get good recognition somewhere. And especially if you have children, now it is the best time to become childlike, to become like them. Okay. And this is a situation where you may deepen your emotional connections with not only your children or with your lover, but with anybody in general. So it's a good time. Have nice time, fun time with your friends, your relatives. With everybody basically. And now you will want to spiritualize your relationships. This is interesting. Why? Because the 12th house is involved. Okay. So you may go to a holy place with your children, with your family, with your spouse, with anybody, with your friends. You could go to a spiritual community. Okay, very, very, very important. Meeting other people will be imperative because the seventh lord is involved with this. And then you will look for spiritual growth, but through artistic expression. So if you like singing, then try to sing for God, try to sing some stotram, some bhajan. You like to draw, then draw the devata that you are inspired by. You want to cook, then go to some temple, cook bhoga and offer. Okay. If you are not qualified, if you don't have diksha, then you may do it at your home. Okay. That's also fine. So this is also a good period to find a romantic partner in case you are interested, or even it could be a good period to find a business partner also. And you need to invest in your long term relationships now, and try to understand what is that which makes you happy at the end. Unless you figure that out, you will always feel lost, because the 12th house is involved. So get out of your survival mechanism and go towards living life. All right, Scorpio, take care. Now we go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what's going on? This transit is beautifully in your fourth house. This is phenomenal. Why? Because Venus is exalted in Pisces, but it is in fourth house for you. So it means it is in Digbal also. Digbal means directional strength. Now, what does this mean? We'll see that. Now, for you, Venus rules your sixth house, and Venus also rules your 11th house. Okay, so this is a very peculiar situation. Now, Jupiter is lord of your sign, right? Your lagna. And Venus, like Jupiter, is Devaguru Brihaspati, and Venus is Daityaguru Shukracharya, right? So it's very interesting that in the lagna of Devaguru Brihaspati, the Asur Guru Venus gets Digbali and direction and exalted in the same house. Okay, it's like very, very, very interesting how the zodiac is designed. Okay, now what does this mean? The fourth house is the house of your peace, home, family, emotional foundations. Very, very, very important. It is one of the most ignored houses of Vedic astrology, or rather YouTube astrology, I would say. So, if your fourth house is strong, you can receive things well in life. If the fourth house is not strong, you cannot receive it. You will freak out every time. Okay. So then what happens is you will lose your temper. You will become depressed. You will become stressed. You will become messed up internally. So therefore, if you want to learn how to be happy, then you are doing everything. You are having a great job, you are married, you have a very nice husband or wife, you have a nice home, and you have a nice car, fancy car, which everybody envies, but you're still not happy. Why? Because you are not peaceful inside. So now you should do that which makes you more peaceful. So this will involve that, you do meditation, you spend time at your home, you focus on your sleep, you relax, you rejuvenate, and you bounce back. Because when you bounce back, what happens? Which is the house opposite to the fourth house. It is the 10th house, right? The 10th house is where the sun is at the top. So therefore, if you feel that your life is becoming a bit overwhelming, now why I'm saying this, because the sixth house is in work. Venus is your sixth lord and your 11th lord. So because of the sixth lord's behavior, you may feel that nothing is working. Now it's very bizarre, because Venus is also the 11th lord. So what this means is, externally things may happen or it may not happen, but internally, you'll feel something is missing, I need more, or maybe I need less, but what is it? Do I need more? Do I need less? So you're not able to identify what is wrong. Okay, so therefore, this is a situation where you have to understand that not everything has to be externally oriented. Okay, so your household conflicts should be resolved, and your career related conflicts also. So try to come to peace with things. Okay, fourth house is peace basically. So look for family stability, and maybe there is something in your home, you want to beautify your home, Venus is beauty. So maybe you might do some interior design, some small changes, tweaks, maybe you should check the vastu of your home. And positive outcomes could come in dealing with your enemies, because the 11th house is involved and 6th house is your enemies, 11th house is gains. Okay, so legal matters. And if there are property disputes, this could be a time where you settle it amicably, outside court settlement and all this. And there could be a situation where your family and your networks are somehow connected. So maybe you go to outings, with your family members, or, some weddings and all this. So now, the only thing that you need to do is, you need to somehow connect your friends, family members, and your peace, and you need to be happy. Okay, so try to improve your living conditions. By that I don't mean like, your external change your home and, buy $1 million house. I don't mean that, but try to do things in a way that make you more peaceful and happier as a person. All right, Sagittarius, please take care. So now we go to Capricorn. What's going on, Capricorn? This transit is happening in your third house. Venus will be direct in Pisces in your third house. Incredible period, fantastic period. Capricorn, thumbs up, double thumbs up for you, because this is a period where you will now realize, I need to express myself creatively and not just superficially. Oh, I will open YouTube channel, I'll do something. No, it's not that. But Venus shows meaning and purpose. Why do I need to do that? What is so special? What will I offer to people? Like, you want to become a YouTuber? Great, fine, fantastic. Congratulations. You have all my best wishes. But you also need to ask yourself, why do I want to become a so-called YouTuber? Or why do I want to open my social media page or whatever? Okay, why do I want to do that? If I don't do that, what will happen? Is it only because of name fame I'm planning to do this, or I want to do this, or what is the reason? Okay, so therefore you have to ask yourself, why do you want to do what you want to do? And if you cannot answer this question, then it's a problematic situation, because you will actually now feel very empty inside. I'll tell you why that will happen. Because now you may become too much externally oriented, which will make you frustrated. Why externally? Because Venus is your 10th lord. So very, very, very important. Venus is your yoga karak. Okay, do not forget that. So because of Venus being a yoga karak, what can happen is, you may feel, oh, I need to get things in life externally. 10th house is name, fame, power, position, authority. But don't forget, Venus is also lording your 5th house, right? So what is the 5th house? The 5th house is the house which tells you why you get up in the morning. So therefore, you have to harmonize the two things, like why I am doing something, and See, there are two things, why we do what we do. Sometimes we focus only on what we do. That is where 99% or maybe 200% of our energy is. But we don't focus in why we do. So if you don't do that, then you will be in a difficult situation, because you will feel that nothing is working in your life. So therefore, it is imperative that if you want to be happy, you want to communicate, like, third house is communication, check your motive. And if you feel that you are not in a position to do, then do not do it superficially. So there could be advancements in relation to your communication, your siblings, and your short travels. Okay, you might travel to some place, to some luxurious place. That could happen. Fifth house is also love, romance, creativity, children. 10th house is also authority. So there could be business trips, and there could be trips with your lover also. So in general, this is a good period to strengthen your communication skills, especially for interviews, and by that enhancing your career prospects. Okay, and there could be positive developments in relationships with your siblings also, or with your neighbors, or with your acquaintances. So acquaintances can become good, your good friends. Okay, and there could be opportunities for beneficial trips, either short or long. But nonetheless, creativity will be the center. Now, what is creativity? Creativity is like, you are expressing yourself basically. That is what is creativity, right? So creative projects that can bring recognition into your work, and career advancement, these things will be very important. Okay, so therefore, whichever area of life it is, either it's personal or professional, now you have to understand that you will you will need to work hard, but in a genuine manner. You cannot be superficial. That will not work. Okay, because it's the fifth house. Otherwise, you will feel everything is lifeless and boring and dull and empty. Okay, you will not feel nice. So the best thing you can do, Capricorn, is to upgrade yourself now, but with genuine, sincere desire. Learn more. Learn more about management, authority, administration skills. Learn about leadership capacities. Learn capabilities. Learn about public speaking. Become more artistic, but be true to yourself, and don't do it because somebody else is telling you, or because your neighbor or your near one is doing it. All right, so be genuine, and this will be an excellent period. Capricorn, take care. Now we go to Aquarius. So Aquarius, what's going on? This transit is very important for you, because Venus is your Yog Karak. He's lording a Kendra and a Trikon simultaneously. He's your fourth lord and your ninth lord. Very, very, very important planet. And this direct motion is happening in your second house in the sign of Pisces. So fantastic period for you. Now, what does this mean? Like fourth lord, ninth lord, getting direct. Yeah, it's it just means you are coming closer to your roots. This is what it means. Second house is your family. Fourth house is your homeland, your mother, your maternal side. Ninth house is your paternal side, your father. Ninth house shows divine knowledge, which you get from your father or your guru, or directly from God if you are very elevated. Second house also shows your possessions, your net worth. But now, when the fourth lord is exalted in transit, which is Venus, and after retrogression, where it goes direct, it means it is a situation where now you feel, what's my motive behind everything? Like, I'm earning money, I'm a lakpati, I'm crorepati, I'm arabpati, kharabpati, I'm millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, multimillionaire. But what am I getting through all this? So now you will develop a lot of noble desires. You will want to do more charity. You will want to donate to the needy, not just money, but, do charity of your time, your resources. You will want to do good work now, because now you may feel that all all that you have in life is will only be worth it if others are benefited by it, otherwise not. And if your dashas indicate, you may develop a strong desire to go to your home country, or permanently you might shift to your homeland. Okay, that could also be the situation. Now, pertaining to your home, there could be some renovations, or some matter which is very pressing matters could be discussed, some critical matters like property, inheritance, and the health of your parents. All these things could become very prominent, and you need to understand that higher education will be priority. Now, why do you want higher education? That's also very interesting, because it will help you to serve society better. It will help you to look for God in everybody. Like Krishna says in the Gita, right? Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. So I am situated in everybody's heart, region of the heart, Krishna says, right? So now you will read the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata with your family members. And this is a fantastic time to deepen your relationships, my dear sir, my dear madam. So there could be gains through higher education or spiritual pursuits, but along with your family members. It's like, now you are growing together, not just alone. Okay. And you may strengthen your philosophical or ethical or religious or spiritual beliefs. And positive family gatherings may be there, events, they could enhance your emotional bonds, and especially if you are in India, then this is a period where you might have a lot of weddings, because the Vedic New Year is around the corner. And this is a period where you will enjoy comfort within your family, within your home. And you will realize that long-term aspirations related to personal growth, education, they have to be harmonized with your family members. So now, in short, this is a period where you will realize you are not enough alone. You will realize that I cannot sustain myself alone. It's not possible. Now, does it mean I will die alone? No, it certainly does not mean, but life won't be worth living if you are living alone. Okay, so this is a period where you will understand that I can stay alone, but I need not. Okay, so look for value and you will be happy, Aquarius. Take your family together and look for spiritual perfection. Okay, take care. Now we go to Pisces. Last but not the least, as always, Pisces. Congratulations. Venus will be direct in your ascendant, your first house, and Venus is a good or a bad planet for you. Well, Pisces, you are lorded by Jupiter, and Jupiter is Dev Guru Brihaspati, and Venus is Daitya Guru Shukracharya. They are enemies. They don't like each other, or do they really not? See, Pisces, you are all about spirituality, about looking towards the divine, and then there is this planet of materialism. It comes into your lagna, but it is exalted, which means now you find meaning in life. Venus exalted in lagna during transit. It's time for you to beautify your life. Now, what does it mean? Does it mean, using perfumes or, sunscreen, lotion, and all this? Well, could be. But it's not just that. It's like, you have to beautify your life, your concerns, your mental health, physical health, your appearance, your personal outlook towards life, towards things in general. And this will involve a lot of communication because of the third house, and a lot of transformation also. So now, for you, the eighth lord is transiting in your ascendant, in exaltation. It's now getting direct. So this is a great period for you to understand that everything will come only after some level of transformation and hard work. And to achieve that transformation, you will have to communicate. With whom? With your boss, with your juniors, with your equals? No. Well, yes, you might have to communicate with them, but most importantly, you have to communicate with yourself. Eighth Lord in Lagna is always about self talk. What do you talk? How do you talk about yourself? Do you have inferiority complex or do you have superiority complex? This is a question which you need to ask, because you may feel that I'm doing everything, but somehow things are not manifesting in my life. And you may feel, oh, maybe, it's because of my shortcomings. Okay, no, it's not because of that. It is because you are not being genuine. You don't like what you are doing. So now, if you are with a friend who is not helping you in the sense, not financially, but who is dragging you down, and you are enjoying his company, oh, he's so nice, she's so nice, they are giving me support. No, you have to disassociate yourself from that so-called friend who is your enemy actually. Okay, so now you have to do things which will enhance your self-image. Very, very, very important. Get rid of complex, positive or negative, not good. And you will want to improve your communication skills, particularly in your personal relationships. That will happen in your love life, especially with your spouse. And there could be a complete transformation in your identity, or maybe in your physical appearance too, but in your identity there will be transformation. And now you may see that many people are coming towards you. You are getting a lot of attention from the opposite sex. They want to interact with you. Okay, or if dasha is good, fifth house is there in your dasha, they might also want to get into a relationship with you. But in general, this is a great period to develop relationships with your siblings, with your neighbors, with your community members, to join some club also. And there could be gains from unexpected sources also, like, lottery and all this. But be careful before getting into lottery. I don't recommend that. That is a part of gambling. But if something comes out of its own accord, then it's a different thing. And now you need to understand yourself, and you need to go and see what is the self-talk. So self-awareness, and third also is also courage. So you have to ask yourself, am I having the right level of courage, okay, to handle life's challenges? So Pisces, if you feel that you are doing everything but everything is falling short, then maybe it's not because your efforts are less, but maybe it is because you are not channelizing your energies in the right direction. Okay, so the more you do this, the more you will be benefited. All right, Pisces, thank you so much. Everybody, please take care. Jai Siya Ram.